Hi, this quilt is to commemorate our 2016 journey to Kenya and Tanzania. We are now at the center of the United African Alliance Cultural Center. We, as a group, did several projects here at the center. One of our projects was a study of the history of the Panther Party, and our second project was the history and journey of Harriet Tubman. To round out our lesson on Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad, we put together a quilt with the students from Carter G. Woodson. Each student and staff is going to explain what their patch on the quilt meant in terms of the journey of Harriet Tubman. We'll begin with Ms. Fate.
My art, part of my little square is abstract art, and the yellow it symbolizes brightness, and these two are two paths. The blackness symbolizes her as being like a typical slave, and she could have took that role by herself. And this path is her being a slave in her blood. Instead of her choosing only herself, she chose this path and took everybody else. As you see, it's little dots for like the roughness and what she was going to have to go through, obstacles.
Mine is basically a bridge when she felt God had spoken to her to tell her to free her people. P-L-I-N means promised land is near, so that's basically mine.
And my patch is wade in the water, because many slaves knew that if they could make it to the water, they could put off the scent of the dogs who were chasing them. So this patch represents wade in the water.
My square, I have 4 different flowers, which each one of them means something different. The pink means that the house is safe. The brown means that it's not safe and that they have to run. The orange means it's a hiding place somewhere near, and the red means to not come because they are coming in a week or so.
During African slavery, the African slaves were told to follow the North Star. So my square symbolizes the African slaves being told to follow the North Star, and the stem and the flowers represent a path, and sometimes it might be curvy, but in the end you'll get to your destination.
My patch stands for aid and help. Every 4th tree is where you can get help and aid. And I put the stars here to show that every 4th tree is where you need to go.
My patch is a checkerboard, and the black and white represents years of slavery repeating themselves, and then the 2 dots in between the patches of white represent Harriet Tubman leading her people to freedom.
My patch, actually, I have three generations of Africans who are stacked up on each other and took that journey across the ocean with 4 potential slave owners, and everything that encompasses all of that. And the color that I surrounded it with is hope. Hope that one day our Africans would be set free from slavery.
My square stands for Harriet Tubman being the warrior. The purple stands for she deserves royalty. The black stands for the black people that was involved inside the conflict. And the white stands for the white people that was involved inside the conflict.
Well, we are so happy and just proud that this quilt will be hanging here at the United African Alliance Community Center. It is so creative and tells such a beautiful story. I commend all of the students and the whole group of Carter G. Woodson School for thinking of presenting us with such a historical quilt. Asante sana, y'all. And there's M.J. Pete O'Neill, the founder of United African Alliance Community Center.